What was your Kings question?
So I was just listening to a conversation on the way in just about the league and everything like that. And you asked Kevin John about his expectations for next season. And Kevin talked about his expectations for next season. And this conversation was talking about there are a lot of teams in the West who are either like not even at the beginning, before the beginning. Think like Houston or San Antonio now, teams like that, and teams that are like at the end. Golden State, Phoenix is on the tail end of what they're trying to do. The Clippers on the tail end.
Which I don't disagree with you, but they barely even started. They haven't even had a full year together.
Well, this incarnation of them, but that other team they're going to be going on their fourth year of a run. And they added KD, yes, but KD is 35 or something like that. So there's it feels like there's room for a team in the Western Conference. Memphis is just kind of, people would say Memphis, but they've been tossed to the side. Can the Kings be that next team in the West?
Absolutely. I don't think that's how
realistic do you think?
I don't think that's even a homer like pick either. But let me because I answered that way too quickly. What exactly do you mean?
Like a Western Conference title contender, like how Denver has been. I guess you could say this year too, but like the last couple of seasons, like Denver can
4 years.
They can go.
Well, I'll say I have no reason to believe Denver can't go again next year.
Yeah, and they're still there. Denver would still be in that conversation. Not replacing them right now.
Okay, so my answer is the same. Yes, absolutely. I could see them
top 4 like Kevin John.
Yeah. I can absolutely see that.
Who are the other teams that are there? I would say
in the top 4.
Like, yeah, and could be like next.
Well, I'm not going to say a bad thing about Denver again. So Denver, 1,
the Kings. OKC's probably there
for next year.
I'm even talking more than next year. Like, these teams are here for the next 3 years.
Okay.
I think OKC.
I got you.
Could knock on the door of top 4 next year.
Absolutely.
They could knock on the door.
Okay. All right, I'm with it. Okay, so a couple questions in. Are we out on the Clippers?
The Clippers sure do feel like this is like the last chance, and I don't know if they got enough. Because now you're looking at the Clippers. So, I mean, how do we really believe that they're going to be able to keep it together all season?
So let me ask. I got to be honest. I don't know.
And I'm a believer more than most in the Clippers, but how can I reasonably say like, oh yeah, it's going next year, everybody's going to be healthy, it's going to work? It probably won't be.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with it too. I was going to say Denver, Phoenix, LA, Clippers, Lakers.
I've come around on like what would be, because I don't know how Phoenix improves the depth. We've already talked about Kevin Durant not playing 70 games, let alone 82. And now if they bring back Chris Paul again,
Phoenix is trying to steal Jordy.
They need to stop. Back up. What
Jordy's going to be.
What did Lucas say? Lucas says, "Unhand him, peasants.
Do not touch Jordy Fernandez. Unhand my assistant coach, you peasant." Jordy's going to be gone sooner than later.
He is. I think it'll be next year.
This is his Toronto. I think was the other one.
Toronto was the other one, yeah.
And I mean, to the best of my knowledge, Toronto hasn't hired a coach.
No.
So, but
which means Toronto, they might be waiting for somebody. Milwaukee hasn't hired one either, though. Kelvin Sampson gets an interview.
Yeah, that alert popped up yesterday, And I think I turned to read it like 6 times. And I like him. Like, I
like him too. That's a wild boy, though.
Yeah,
he's like Bruce Pearl.
That doesn't feel like an NBA coach to me. like I always look at Houston like, oh, I can see Houston doing it. Yeah, absolutely. He's a perfect college coach. Just whenever the fire gets too hot, just quit.
Well,
that's what the great ones do. Just quit.
Kelvin lives by the mantra of, they've been doing it for years. Why can't we?
Just burn it down on your way out.
Yeah, but yeah, Jordy, he's the apple of a lot of people's eyes right now. I think it's going to be next season. I do think it's going to be next season. But I talked about this in the show notes. I want to know what you think. It's similar, in my opinion, to what the Niners have had to do with their coaching staff, losing guys left and right. But that's a good thing because, number one, you're a good team, and people try to take coaches from the good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you have the leader there, the 49ers got Kyle Shanahan, and you've got the leader here in Sacramento being Mike Brown, it seems like you can survive these things. Football may be different than basketball. Well, it is different than basketball, but this type of situation may affect football differently than basketball. But it seems like if the leader's there, you should be able to weather it.
I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I agree with you. Without a doubt, I 100% agree with you. I was trying to figure out. I don't remember Mike's staff in Cleveland when he was winning 60 games every year, and who may or may not have come and gone with that squad because they were good for years. But I like the idea. Jordy is the lead assistant, right? Like that's why when Mike's gone, Jordy's the. So the good news is he's not taking a position. He's not going to make a lateral move to be like a lead assistant somewhere else because he's the lead assistant here.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you in that regard. It'll certainly be interesting to see how Mike Brown handles that. If Jordy were to leave, because the other thing we talked about this with Joe Mazzola, and I expect we'll see it whenever Boston's season comes to an end, is Joe Mazzola has been coaching the entire year with Ime Udoka's coaching staff, and I imagine Ime, a lot of those guys are probably going to want to go with him, but there's a lot of there's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah.
Like what position you are on the bench and what, assistant you are. Like a lot goes into that. It's a great opportunity maybe for Doug to move up a notch or Lindsey to move up a notch if Jordy winds up gone. But I'm with you I'm with you. I like the Kyle Shanahan analogy. Kyle Luther King.
Shout out Stephen Wilkes. Just brought another one.
Kyle Shanahan single-handedly keeping black coaches in the NFL. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I'm trying to find out. This is
Mike's assistant. Yeah, I was trying. I thought I could do it quickly, and I realized I couldn't, so I was like, forget it. Like, I don't know.
I found it. Well, I don't know what these people look. Oh, well. If this is this correct?
I don't know.
08, 09, Mike Brown is the head coach. Now, they weren't direct descendants, but Lloyd Pierce was on that staff.
That sounds right.
Michael Malone was on that staff.
Okay.
So you got two guys from there that became NBA head coaches. Now, did Michael Malone come from the Cavs to the Kings?
No. Michael Malone was with the Warriors?
That's right. That is correct. He
question mark?
That is correct. Yeah, he actually went to the New Orleans Hornets. Then he went to the Warriors and then to the Kings.
Okay.
And Lloyd Pierce, we all know he didn't come straight from the Cavs to the Hawks. I don't know where he was after that, but Chris Gent was on that staff. I remember that was LeBron's boy, and that I think when Chris Gent come here, something happened where LeBron said Ben McLemore was going to be nice because Chris Gent was the coach. I think Chris Gent came here as an assistant.
Okay.
But there was a connection. But yeah, those guys were on. Yep, there it is. 14-15. Actually, 13-14 and 14-15. Chris Gent was with the Kings. And LeBron was like, oh, yeah, Ben McLemore with Chris Gent.
We all should have known about LeBron's general managing skills back then. I like Ben McLemore, by the way.
I do too, man.
I like Ben McLemore.
And you know what? People don't really look at it like this. Ben McLemore was in the league for like 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hell yeah. More power to you, man. 10, 11, 12, 13-year vet.
Mm-hmm.
More power to you, man. That's nothing to sneeze about.